Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Tool to Play presents Still Got Game with Derek D. Smooth Nolan and Joel Duda Rock Albert.
This episode of Still Got Game is brought to you by GoDaddy. Hey now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Still Got Game, episode 292. Still Got Game's official podcast of tooltoplay.com. I am the congested Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
And I'm the lead singer from Motorhead. Dude, I rock.
Those mutton chops are fucked up, bro.
So hardcore right now.
Yes, that is, it was not what I expected to see. I go away for a week, spend a little time in Disney. I do some very family friendly stuff, and I come back to you being the least family friendly looking guy I've seen.
It was a bet at work. I didn't lose the bet. Technically, we all bet each other if we would do something ridiculous with our facial hair. Have some friends that are looking like Goose currently,
nice.
Full on mustache and other things. So
yeah, it's quite a look.
This is
for
me.
You.
This is me for the week.
Yeah, I feel bad, but you could always pretend it's Halloween if you're out.
Sure.
I'm sure that when
like
you guys
in my
go out-
country, we have Halloween way before October. Oh wait, it is October.
Yeah, it's a whole month long.
So it's fine now. Yeah, it's fine. I'm in the clear.
You're just like, I'm growing this out for Halloween, and then
right.
Like,
Well, see,
okay, that's cool.
This is the reason people need to watch the show live. No one knows right now if they're listening to this on a podcast what's going on, and that's your fault. No. You've got to watch it live. This
is like if Wolverine could not grow good facial hair. It's what this looks like.
No, I think what Drost sent something on my Facebook page and said I look like Wolver Nerd, which is totally amazing.
Yes,
huge fan of that.
Yeah. The hipster glasses help the look. So.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
All right. Well, why don't we just hop right into feedback from last week's show? Remember, if any of you want to leave us a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. Liabato comments. I'm still fairly new to your show, as I only learned of it a month ago. Right now, I'm a podcast listener, but I plan to supplement it with watching your live stream one of these days. Thanks for the laughs.
Well, this is the perfect opportunity, right? We just said. Now you could see me, the joke that is my face currently, live. Yeah. This would be a great opportunity.
Yeah, if you wanted more laughs than you can get just from listening, the visual laughs just every time Jay comes on the screen will be
fantastic.
It's so worth it. Yes,
exactly.
Double bonus.
Exactly.
All right, and then the hardest name we've ever had to pronounce here, RC29TC215 comments. You guys are skipping too many shows. I'm a car listener, and my commutes get all messed up when there isn't a new episode.
I understand.
I can totally understand that because
I would say we've been shitty lately. Not on purpose. We just said it's sometimes these things all align and I have to do something or Derek has to do something and or just vacation days. Obviously we're in the summer, things are a little bit different. And also there's a lot of good games to play. Normally when there's not, we have more show to do. Which is
I don't think that's a good excuse, but
it's not a good excuse.
But every time we've missed a show, there's not been just a time where we're just like, hey, dude, let's go play Destiny and fuck the show. No, every time has been some sort of either work-related problem or a family vacation or summer vacation. So I think now that we're coming into the wintertime here, I don't foresee, unless it's a holiday week.
Yeah, obviously holidays.
I don't foresee us missing shows. So you should have your weekly commute, crack cocaine every single week now.
Yep. Hope so.
Yeah. I'll guarantee it. 80%.
Okay.
80%.
I love that guarantee. That's a perfect number to guarantee. I guarantee that 80% of the time we will be here. I think that's pretty good.
60% of the time it works every time.
All the time. Yeah, exactly.
All right. And last but not least, Shine Dat Sun comments. Whatever happened with that golf game you guys were going to play and let us know about?
I played it actually.
I played it too.
We never played it together.
Dude, it has a huge tool to play following. Like Sir Punga from Tools to Play has about 40 Tons courses on there.
I know. When I got on there, I got the game, it was 2 days. He had 60 courses. It was actually overwhelming because I was like, there's no way I'm going to try all these holes. I just don't have time. Yeah. I will say this because, we probably didn't really speak much about it. For the money that it cost to buy the game, I certainly got my money's worth. I played it a bunch of times by myself.
I did as well.
Yeah, and had a great time with it. I mean, we never really played it together. It just didn't work, and then Destiny came out, and so now that's probably not going to happen. But
you never know. Like there could be a lull at some point, and we're just like, hey, you know what? We need a meeting to talk about the site or something else. Let's do it over a game of golf.
That is a very good opportunity to play that.
Yes, and I think that's when we're really going to reap the benefits of this. But I too have played it. Pre-Destiny, I played it several nights. Like, it's the end of the night. I watched a bunch of shows. There was like, an hour till I was going to bed. I couldn't get hooked into something else. I was like, I'll play a little bit of this. And you get on there, and it's for the price you pay. Now, there's no professional golfers. There's no known courses. But it's fun, and you see your friends on there, and like I said, we saw the courses that your friends have done and their scores on those. So I picked one of Sir Punga's courses, and I banged through that, and some holes I beat him, some holes I didn't, and it's if you're a golf person that's looking for a golf game, I would definitely still recommend it.
Yeah, no, it's for now, like for right now in the world of the Xbox One and whatnot, it's really the best golf game to have. So if you're into golf and you don't really want to spend a lot of money, that's what I like about it too. It's a great game for sure. Go and buy it.
On the cheap.
On the cheap.
All right, well, if any of you have feedback, give us a call, 773-527-2961, or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. And then site-related news. Jay, do you have anything this week?
No, really just, going through all that. We've had, like Derek's been talking about this, we've been kind of on and off for a while. Most of that is due to work and stuff like that. So I haven't had a lot of time to even work on anything other than my actual job. I did put out, obviously, some people saw it last week or 2 weeks ago, the Destiny Runs website, which basically is a small, tiny website where it allows you to find other Guardians within Destiny and go out and play video games with them. And the basis for that is sort of a trial on how we were going to do things with Tool to Play. So if you kind of want to see some of the goals that we're thinking about taking with Tool to Play, you can use that website as a good barometer for that. It's a good
proof of concept.
Proof of concept, yeah. So there you go.
All right. Well, I guess on that, why don't we meander on over into what we're playing? Joel, Dude, I Rock, Albert. What have you been playing this week?
Well, if it's not obvious to everyone, I'm playing Destiny. I'm playing a shit ton of it. I'm really in love with the game. It's one of those games where I have tons of problems with the things that they do. And we've talked a little bit about this too, but at its core, the game is so good. And you can see where the game is going to get better. And I think that's, to me, the biggest thing. Patches every week. The stuff with the Ingrams.
Sometimes more than once a week.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, Bungie cares. People seem to think like, oh, they don't care and blah, blah, blah. And there's all this talk now around the internet of, what stuff did they cut from the game? Are they trying to repackage it? That may be true. That's okay. But the end of the day is, do you love playing the game? And I do. And so that's okay.
Is it that thing you look forward to after you're leaving work?
Right.
Is it the thing you think about during the day at work? Is it the thing you Google, like, where's the new fucking loot cave now that it was nerfed? Is it the thing that you're like, how do I get the fucking legendary fucking bounties and this?
Yeah.
And that, you know what I mean? It is that sort of game that you think about all the time. And that's all I've been playing too.
Yeah. And that idea of, them upcharging us, upselling us. If the content's good, I still have no problem paying for it. I mean, that's always been my case with MMOs. And it's, people I think are mad maybe that they haven't dealt with this sort of business model before. But if they come out with more raids and more shit to do, take my money. I feel like no matter what, I've had my fill. And I've definitely put so many hours in the game that's worth the money right now to have bought it. So I'm actually very okay with the game right now. There's tons of things that need to be fixed. There's a lot further they can go with it. But that makes me excited for it, not upset about it. So
exactly.
I'm a huge fan of Destiny, and that's what I've been playing, and obviously you have as well. So yeah.
Yeah. No, we bought it, double bought the DLC basically because we bought it once with all the DLC digital, and we got it on both consoles. So we're just waiting for that DLC to drop too.
Yep. Stoked.
And because of that bug earlier this week, we all know the names of some of those things. The Wolf's
That was very cool too.
Yeah. Yes.
Like my whole thing when I saw that, I don't want to get too far off the beaten path, but I saw they had like 2 raids there. I'm hoping that's the one expansion in December. I'm hoping that's the one drop because
the next one. Yes.
Yeah. If we get 2 raids and 1 drop, and that's the pace at which that they want to like bring out new content for us, I will be super happy. I mean, the biggest problem with all MMOs, if anyone knows and has played them, is how fast can you guys get out content? How fast can you get new raids, new things to do? Because things tend to get stale very fast. And if they have these content patches planned, far out in advance, and they can drop them fairly often, I think it's going to be an amazing experience. If you guys have not done Vault of Glass, if you've not done the raid, it is, without question, one of the best experiences in a video game you will have if you're able to take 6 or 5 friends out there with you to complete it. It is, and I'm a raider, and it is it's amazing. For both raiders and non-raiders, at the end of it, you'll love raiding. And I think that's really the pinnacle of what Bungie's done with Destiny. It's fantastic. So
nice.
Yeah, get out there, find some people.
Do it.
Do it.
Gear up. All right, well, on that, Jay, why don't we slam into the new releases? First new release out this week is a multi-platform release, and it's Alien Isolation. This is out for the Xbox One, the PS4, the 360, the PS3, and the PC. This is Sega's latest attempt at an Alien game, and it's probably about 1,000 times better than that piece of shit Aliens Colonial Marines. It is a first-person survival horror action adventure game set between the events of the movie Alien and the movie Aliens. You play as Ripley's daughter in the game, and you are trapped on a ship with this unkillable alien. So that sets you out right there. So you do have weapons, you have all this stuff to use, but it's not to kill the alien. It's to kill other things that are in your way or fucking your shit up. But the alien is unkillable. So it's basically a game of hiding and being covert. And they've done this whole new AI system where the alien hunts you based on the sound you make, if it smells you, if it hears you, if it sees you. So it's got a whole AI system all of its own. And your whole goal is basically survival. And it's an entirely different way to do an alien game. And it's creepy and it's exciting and it's fun. We saw this at E3 and it's just people are definitely digging it. The game looks stunning. It's been in good reviews in the high 7s and low 8s. And if this is your kind of game, if you're just a fan of Alien, if you were someone that was burned by Colonial Marines, or if you're a survival horror guy that's looking for something that's not like you with a bunch of ghosts and you want to do survival horror in some other situation, this is probably the kind of game you like.
I mean, I don't know. I think me and you have talked about this before too, where I don't think either of us are super fans of that type of gameplay. The game looks amazing, and that's, I think, the big point here. I've never been like this sneaky type. I don't like to especially when I know that I can't kill something. I'm like, that's kind of my goal in any game I play. How do I kill it? But it's certainly for the games that we've seen in the past with Aliens, and they've done just a terrible job with almost all of them. This looks to be probably the more Alien-esque type of game, that if I was going to make an Aliens game, it's more like this. The movies have really never been about killing the alien. It's always been about how do you survive the alien and get off the planet ship, right? Yep. So it's cool that it fits that. If you're a fan of the series and that's the kind of thing that you are looking for, I think it fits the mold of that brand really well.
Oh, so much better.
Yeah. So it's got some really interesting, concepts in that world. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I can give it a shot at some point if my life wasn't devoted to Destiny.
I know that's going to be the running theme here. Yes.
Yep. Unfortunately.
All right. Well, the next new release out this week is also a multi-platform release. It's NBA 2K15. This is out for the Xbox One, the PS4, the 360, the PS3, and the PC. This is the 16th game in the wildly popular 2K Sports NBA series of games. In addition to all the graphical overhauls the game's got this year, it's a next-gen hoops game. You expect those. It also features an awesome soundtrack that Pharrell Williams put together. It's not his own shit. It's like he picked and chose. He curated the soundtrack of the game. And I think that's what people expect from NBA games and NHL games now is the soundtrack is almost as important as the game. It looks absolutely brilliant. It looks realistic. It looks phenomenal. There's no reviews out for this yet, but this is always one of those fan favorite games every year. Always nails it with solid 8s, and I wouldn't expect anything less this year, and maybe even more on these next-gen platforms because it is ultra realistic. I don't know if you look behind me, you can see that guy here. See?
Yeah, it looks
that's fucking realistic. Yeah,
it looks crazy, man. Yep. I mean, and that's really I think what people shoot for. With we've said this too. I mean, most of the sports games are generally the same. A couple feature bumps here and there, whatnot. But I think what fans really look for is like how much more realistic are they finally getting in these series? And if you've looked at some of these screenshots, it's like it's ridiculous. Like you see the sweat coming off the brow, and it's just like, damn, this is finally.
And players actually look like who they are. Yeah,
yeah, they're not some like cartoon character like rehash where they're trying to get the bitmap as close to their face as possible. A lot of them look exactly like they look. It's really some amazing shit that they're able to render this in real time, and you can sort of watch it all unfold on your screen. It's really some cool shit. So I'm not a huge fan of the NBA stuff either, unless it's like NBA Jam, and I've been drinking.
Yes,
but other than that,
on fire.
Exactly. That's what I crave from my NBA. But this is a pretty good alternative if you're a huge NBA fan. So yeah, check it out.
All right, well, next new release out this week is also a multi-platform release, and it's Skylanders Trap Team. This is out for the Xbox One, the PS4, the Wii U, the 360, the PS3, the Wii, the 3DS, iOS, and Android. Fake bullshit. This is the fourth game in the Skylanders action-adventure platformer toy game series. This time it has yet another new portal, and the mechanic introduces the ability of this game to basically, as you defeat enemies, you can trap them in these certain traps that you put on the portal. Once the villains are trapped, players can switch between playing as their own character or the enemy that they trapped and use that enemy's abilities and stuff in the game. It looks decent. It's been solid reviews in the mid-8s. I'm just not sure how many more times they can keep selling people portals. Now, this portal has something different. So, like, let's say you're fighting some enemy boss and you're killing him on the screen. He's like, oh, no. And as you're sucking him into your trap, the sound goes from the TV, and then the new portal has a speaker, and he's like, oh, no, you're kidding me. And it's coming out of the portal. So that kind of adds to the gameplay, but, like, everybody keeps having to buy these things every time. Yeah. Why not? At some point, you got to draw a line in the sand and say, hey, you know what? We're going to do you guys some fan service here. You've been buying all our games. This portal is going forward going to be the portal. It's got an NFC reader. Everything has an NFC chip. We should never need to have you buy something different. And I think that's really been the problem with this, is that to keep up with the Skylander series now, you're on your fourth portal, which just is not cool. Yeah. And for people that buy these games, you've bought a $60 game, well, an $80 game, so you bought it with the portal. Then you've bought a whole bunch of $5, $10, $15, $30 packs of figures and expansion things, and they're not even real expansions because they're all on the disc, but it unlocks the expansion on the disc. So you spend a lot of money. You shouldn't keep fucking them over and charging for portal after portal after portal. So I don't know how much longer this is going to last. Even our 10-year-olds are. The interest is much more for Disney Infinity 2.0 than it is for.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, it's like Disney's finally made their way in, and that shift is happening.
Yep. I think the interest is there versus, it's another Skylanders game, and it just, and the fact that certain characters are forward compatible, some aren't backward compatible, and this and that, and you have these giant collection of guys. We could fill like every shelf, and normally there's a bookcase behind me here. Now there's a green screen. But I could fill every shelf of this with Skylanders characters all laid out nicely, and it still would fill more than you could see behind me. It's insane. So I don't know. It's a money sink. I don't know how much more people are going to do this, but I'm sure the game will still nail it this time. It's just the next time around. Eventually, for everybody, that next time is going to be it's too far.
The oh my god time.
Yeah,
I think that's the point, right? I think they know that this is it's a fad type of game, right? It's a fad type of the idea of it is very one-timey. And it's a cash grab. They've really got to get what they can out of the licensing and get what they can out of the IP before kids move on to something else, before it's no longer the cool thing to do. It's like the slap bracelets of video games. It's like literally, it's the Pogs of it. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. It's a very, very niche, trendy thing that is happening for kids to play, but eventually kids will move on and it won't be the thing anymore. It's the pet rock, if you will, of everything else.
Strike while the iron's hot. Yeah, you can trace all these fads from basically from the pet rock all the way through Skylanders now, and everything's got its time, and it's got look at Beanie Babies. Those were big forever. Yeah. Those came and went, and now I read some story on the internet last year. A guy that he had invested like $100,000 in Beanie Babies that are now worth like, $400.
$1. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's crazy, but it is what it is. So I guess we'll have to wait till the next Skylanders game after this year's E3 and see what they say. Yeah, they'll be like, oh, by the way, you're going to need another new portal. And that's going to be our kiss of death statement right there.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, the last new release out this week is out for the PS4, and it is Drive Club. This is Evolution Studios' latest racing game, and it's a PS4 exclusive. These are guys that did the that off-road racing series.
Yeah.
Yep. For Sony. So
yeah,
it's one of those Sony first-party, third-party studios, like that weird relationship. Players in this game join up into 6-player clubs, and all of their racing stats. Basically, you're working together as a team. Even if you're not on at the same time, you're all increasing the stats and the capabilities of your team and your reputation and everything else. You're building that up as a team. The graphics are great, despite only running at 30 frames a second. This game has been delayed. I think we first saw this at E3 2013, and it was supposed to be out first quarter 2014, and now we're coming obviously at the end of 2014. And I think a big part of that was they were originally promised 1080p 60 frames a second, and it's just not happening. So the way it's shipping is 1080p 30 frames a second, but it still looks great. Like it
does actually look pretty good. I'm looking at it right now. It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't. You can tell it's like not the highest level quality in terms of what we've seen coming out recently, but it looks good. I mean, there's nothing really terrible about it. Looks like a great racing game. I don't know. I mean, I'm obviously not the right person to ask, but
the biggest upside to it is that in addition to the full retail release, if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, they have a different version of the game that's basically the full game that you get. You just have a smaller selection of cars and a smaller selection of tracks. So we're all in for free right now. You can go pull this down. We can all Drive Club it up if we ever want to take a break from Destiny.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It looks decent, and I'm not a car racing guy, and I would never buy a racing game. But for free, hey, PlayStation guys, hit me up. Real D Smooth, Dude I Rock 2. Is that who you are?
Just knowing that there's a Dude I Rock somewhere on PlayStation, it makes me fucking furious. By the way, it's a little sidebar, but come on.
I know. That's why I'm real D Smooth. Like I'm D Smooth. Like there's only one D Smooth.
There's only one Dude I Rock. Literally.
Yeah. I know. Some assholes are posers. They're squatters.
That's what they are.
Fuck them.
I'm not gonna pay. I'm Dude I Rock 2. Dude I Rock 2 cheap. That's what I am.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that, why don't we hop on over into gaming news? We'll hit our news deck and desk. We'll hit our news desk and Tiffany electrify Nolan. What is going on, Tiff? And how you doing tonight?
Hey guys, I'm doing well. How's it going?
Good. We're just cranking through a show here, and then we break, so we brought you.
I like this. Nice. Yeah. This is where you would like both drink and get wild and crazy.
Yeah, this
for the next
like
few minutes.
Time. I take a nap.
We're gonna go play the golf game together. While you do the news.
This is also where like Jay first hears about the stories for the week.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's all news to me. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, it's actually been a pretty slow news week, so hopefully I got some good stuff for you guys.
All right. First story.
Spend $100 on PSN in October, get $15 back, and this comes from Joystick. Sony's latest promotion is dishing cash back to those that buy goods on PSN this month. As of October 1, players that spend at least $100 using their Sony Entertainment Network wallets will receive $15 in credit. The credit will be delivered to those taking advantage of the offer on or before November 7 via email or PS4, PS3, or Vita system notification in redemption code form. The promotion runs through Tuesday, October 28. Players will have until December 5 to redeem their $15 credit codes. So what do you guys think of this?
I wish money's nice. I wish Xbox did more of this kind of stuff.
I know. It seems like Sony, not to bash on Xbox, but I mean, like, it seems like Sony has a really good idea of how to get people to spend money. It's like, this is like a very normal thing to do to encourage people to actually spend money. And that's what I find so strange about it. It's not like this is an amazing deal. If it's the idea that
it's basically 15% off of a purchase of $100 or more.
Yeah. And that's huge, right? Like, yes, Sony's probably not expecting the $100 and it's pre-holiday season shit. They're ready to make a little extra money before the holidays. It's really a no-brainer. And it's weird that we don't see this more often with Microsoft. I don't know why that is. Strange.
Microsoft does like these small, like every month they have, these like, oh, save, 5% off this game, 10% off this game, but never anything that's like, hey, you go shopping a la carte, and if you spend X amount, we'll refund a certain percentage of that. And I think that's really what they're missing. I think Sony has nailed it here. And Sony actually, if you think about it, with the free games every month that PlayStation Network subscribers have got, that really was the impetus for Xbox to do the games with gold stuff, the free games. So Sony is always kind of pushing the envelope, and then Microsoft still is playing catch up at this point. So hopefully they'll take some note of this, and especially if this ends up being successful and we find out in like a couple weeks that PlayStation Network sales were up 200% in October. And the only reason that would be is for something like this, because every month there's games that people like, there's games that people don't like, and some people like them, some people don't. And the sales are probably pretty constant. It's probably like a small bumpy line. But if they see a spike up in October, I guarantee you it's due to something like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's anytime they do these incentive-based deals, most consumers will jump on them if given the opportunity. I don't know that it forces people to buy things that they don't want to buy, but it certainly will be the impetus where you're on the edge of your seat. Maybe we're going to buy this game, maybe not. But at this time, it's 10% off. Buy these two games. Why not? And the idea, too, is you're probably going to go over $100 because not a lot of things are $100. Yep. So, I don't know. It just seems like an easy way to make money, and consumers are happy, and why not?
Yeah. Maybe you're going to buy one game, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, if I buy two, then I get the 15 back. And then all of a sudden, now you're in for over $100 when you were going to be in for 60, but you're getting a deal. They're getting more money out of you. It's win-win for everybody.
Yeah. Hopefully we see more of this in the future.
I agree. All right. Next story.
Disney yanks Tiny Death Star from app stores without telling the devs. And this comes from Gamasutra. Interested in Tiny Death Star? If you haven't already downloaded it, well, too bad. It's been yanked from the iOS and Android app stores. More troublingly, Disney pulled down the game without alerting its developer Nimblebit. Developer Ian Marsh tells Pocket Gamer. The game was, quote, a significant source of revenue for us, so it stings that much more, says Marsh. Tiny Death Star was available for only 11 months before being yanked, Pocket Gamer reports. We had no prior knowledge that the game would be removed and no longer even have contacted Disney after the recent layoffs. Suffice to say, if you're a developer looking to partner with Disney, this might not be the partnerships you're looking for, Marsh told Game Informer. Current players will retain the ability to play and re-download the title. So what do you guys think of this? Just pulling the game down? Sorry.
Yeah, it seems really straight. I don't know. There's got to be some other motivations here. I don't really know that. I mean, I think it's probably a big broad brush to all of a sudden say that Disney's a shitty company to work with just because it happened in this one game. I think Disney's done decently well over the years. There's probably been some problems, but it is really shocking. It's almost like they forgot to call them. You know what I mean? Like they forgot to make the call.
I don't know. It's definitely something to make you cautious, though. If you're a company right now that's in the middle of doing up a deal with Disney, and you're like, oh yeah, we'll do this percent, you'll do this, and after 6 months we'll start taking in the revenue, and you got to start rethinking that at this point.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. That just seems like bad business right there. Why is my camera not on?
I don't know. Did we just lose video? Skype just said no more camera.
Can you still hear me? I got dropped from the call.
That must be why.
Aww. Everybody hit your camera buttons, and we'll be right back with the show.
I'm right on. I just hit camera, and I'm good to go. Yeah. Because I'm like that.
Oh, it's like magic.
You tell us when you have us all back.
That was weird.
That was weird. So, live audience, you got some special weird shit.
Do you know why that happened? Is because, we were talking shit about Disney. And they have the power to shut you down.
Disney Illuminati was like,
exactly.
Camera off, camera off, camera off.
It's just one guy eating Cheetos in like a basement somewhere. And he's like, no, that is not allowed. Beep. Shut us down.
Zippity-doo, camera off, zippity-a, camera off, camera off.
You can tell Derek has Disney on the brain.
Yes.
Yeah, you just gave Disney a ton of money. This is bullshit. They should be shutting us down.
I know. If anything, they should be upping our bandwidth.
Right, exactly.
Take more money. Yes, yeah. So it's fucked up. I don't think that this is cool at all. And I would be, if I was a small developer and I was gonna because basically this developer, they already had that Tiny Tower game. So this was more like a reskinning and, a little background stuff, and they made this tiny Death Star. But if you were a developer, a small developer that was developing something, you'd pitch it to Disney and they said, hey, yeah, let's brand that with Frozen, or let's brand that with Brave, or any one of these Disney movies, and you're worried. So at that point, you don't have a game out that's making you money. You're going to switch gears to rebrand it to a Disney thing. Maybe you start thinking twice about that. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, it's definitely
bad
a
business
thing to do. It's bad business, right? And again, this is the type of press that, like I said, it's probably not something they do all the time, but it certainly feels that way when you see this press out there talking about how shitty of a deal it is. It puts a bad name on Disney. It's not a good thing to do. I wouldn't. All I'm saying is I probably wouldn't, dump them down a drain all of a sudden because of this deal. But it's like almost like someone just forgot to pick up the phone and called and say, "Hey, by the way, we told everybody, but we forgot to tell you that your game's no longer available." But either way, it's a shitty thing, and hopefully they figured out to rectify the situation the best they can now. That's all you can hope for.
Yep, I agree. All right, next story.
Halo and Halo 2 PC exclusive maps included in the Master Chief Collection. And this comes from Joystick. A collection of maps formerly exclusive to the Windows PC versions of Halo Combat Evolved and Halo 2 will be included in the upcoming Xbox One Series compilation Halo the Master Chief Collection. Developer 343 Industries revealed today. Returning maps include Timberland, Death Island, Jeffrophobia, Danger Canyon, Icefields, and Infinity from Halo CE, along with Halo 2's District and Uplift. PC exclusive weapons like the flamethrower and fuel rod gun are also slated to return, and veteran console players will be able to filter them out by choosing an optional classic weapon set. Halo the Master Chief Collection premieres on November 11. And you guys are really distracting while I'm trying to read this.
Yeah, we're doing lots of thumbs up and thumbs
down. You are.
It's
like I say Halo, and you guys are both like jizzing all over yourselves.
I played the shit out of Halo CE on the PC because it had different maps and it had user-created maps, and it was awesome. And then once Halo 2 came out as part of the Games for Windows Live or whatever it was called, I pulled that down just because it had all the same achievements. So you could get the same achievements a second time on the PC, and you could actually play with a keyboard and mouse and fucking own that way. But the fact that they're bringing all these maps into this already giant pool of maps it's just fan service.
What is it like every fucking week? They're like, oh, and by the way, we also, and when you buy this game, we come over to your house, Master Chief takes you out to dinner, and you romance with him for an hour and a half. It's insane. They're just giving you everything. Anything that I thought of that, like, there's no way that they would bring in the CE maps.
They're like, oh, it's coming too.
They're like, yeah, they are. And you're like, oh, okay, well, you're not going to give us the flamethrower. That would be ridiculous. Yeah, we're giving you the flamethrower. We're giving you everything that we've ever made for you in this one fucking disc set of amazing shit for $60.
Oh my God,
it's a great deal. I don't even care if you used to hate Halo or like me, I used to love Halo. There's no reason. There's absolutely no reason not to buy it. There's just no reason. I mean, you get everything. You get the whole series for $60.
Yeah, and if you're someone that didn't play all the games, this is your chance to catch up. If you're someone that only played on console, there were different things that happened on the PC because the PC is obviously a more powerful device at all times. As much as I love playing on console, I'll play on console more than I play on PC with everything. But I can still admit that the PC is a much more powerful platform. It's dynamic. It changes every year. It's constantly upgrading. It's not locked in time. So that's why things like the flamethrower, which were not graphically possible on the consoles at the time, were totally possible on the PC. And these kind of changed the dynamic to Halo. And I don't know. I'm excited for console-only people to experience these things that those of us that played on the PC had a chance to check out.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Timberland and Death Island are awesome maps.
Yes.
And that's the other thing, too. This is back in the heyday where, for me, a lot of the things I didn't like about Halo eventually was the map design. Back in this time, I believe when Max, I forget his last name, the original map designer, when he was making these maps, these things are fucking the pinnacle of awesome map design. And you guys finally get to see them. I mean, they're really good. So it'll be really just nice to be able to delve in and choose my own way to play one of the greatest games that I used to ever play. I can't wait. This is the fucking best news ever. This could have been the only
news
your
engine, this week. Choose your maps, and have a good time.
Nuts. Go nuts.
Oh, so good. I can't wait for this. November can't come soon enough.
Nope.
I feel like I said that every month, though. So.
I know. Yeah, it doesn't really. Yeah. And it's gonna be this weird world of like, because then it's weird. You're gonna be in, I guess, a very stagnant time with Destiny, because probably you're gonna consume a lot of that content, and then you're gonna have Halo land on top of Destiny, and then a month later, Destiny's gonna have their content land on top of Halo. It's gonna be,
and at that same
weird.
time, Call of Duty is gonna be like, oh, by the way, here's Kevin Spacey, bitches.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be like, oh, that's go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that game was so on my radar until Destiny just it lived way beyond its expectations.
Yeah, it's no, but still, I mean, that whole time is gonna be really interesting. There's just gonna be a lot of shit going on.
Yep. It's like, hey, let's take a break. Yeah. We finished this most recent raid.
Right.
Why don't we play some Halo tonight? Yeah.
That's why Halo's so great. It's like, we both know, I mean, it's 30 minutes, an hour, 6 hours. It doesn't matter with Halo. You're not raiding. You're not doing anything specific other than just shooting people in the face. Yep. So perfect for that.
Perfect for whatever time slot you have available, whether it's an hour or a day.
Exactly.
Or a whole weekend.
Or weekend, right? Exactly, yeah. Locked in a basement playing Halo.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So good shit. Good shit. I'm super excited. All right, Tiff, what else we got?
I have this week's What the Fuck story. Portal 2 beats Lumosity in brain training exercise, and this comes from Game Politics. A new study from Florida State University finds that Portal 2 might be better at brain training than software designed specifically for the task. The study conducted by Florida State University psychology researchers put Valve Software's Portal 2 up against Lumosity to figure out which product is actually better for your brain. Researcher Val Schutz's results from the study were recently published in a popular science report where she is quoted as saying, Portal 2 kicks Lumosity's ass. The study let participants play Portal 2 and Lumosity for 8 hours. Following these play sessions, researchers tested each player. They found that Portal 2 players showed more of an improvement in cognitive skills than Lumosity players did. Researchers tested problem solving, spatial skill, and persistence to come to this conclusion. The popular science report notes that the study is largely inconclusive, but it does call into question the value and usefulness of games designed for entertainment being used to improve neuroplasticity. And thank you for that word.
Brain stuff. That's what I
brain juice.
I just say brain stuff. I translate.
So what do you guys think of this? Like, video games are better than this app that was designed, or this program that's designed to make you smarter?
I know that I've seen that Lumosity commercial a million times.
Yeah.
Right. It's science of neuroplasticity. And I've tried it in my web browser. I think Tiff has tried it. Have you? Because there's like a free thing you can just try. Have you tried it, Jay?
No.
So it was really just like a bunch of dumb little puzzles. And
okay.
I didn't feel like I got any smarter, but then again, it's hard for me to get smarter.
Yeah, I'm at the pinnacle. That's why I don't need to try it. I'm done.
That's what I figure. I'm literally a genius.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like, though, knowing what I know about Portal, and forget Portal 2, just thinking back to Portal 1 even, some of those puzzles, the very last room in the first Portal, where you had to do, you bounce down and you had to tilt and shoot and drop the thing to the floor, next one and you tilt and shoot, all those things, I feel like my brain works a lot more during that and figuring those things out than doing, basic spatial relations puzzles or something to that effect.
Because you're in 3D space. And I think, that's one thing that really sets it apart is you're in a 3D space. You're in a world where you have to also solve a puzzle. The dynamic of what you're doing in Portal is so far beyond little puzzles, mental note games, mathematical games, things like that. It's far beyond that. And that really creates a thinking while acting. And I think that creates a much a deeper train of thought where you have to act while thinking. You're not just solving it, but you're physically on, your hands are on the controller, you're moving your character, and you're creating an action within the game while you're solving it. To me, that is it's just deeper. It's just a deeper way to do the puzzle. So I'm not surprised that this actually, is coming out. It kind of makes sense to me, I guess.
Yeah, it's fucked up in the fact that there's a whole industry that exists where Lumosity are not the only people that sell these brain training things. Yeah. Like even back for the DS when it came out, they had all those brain training games for that. And it's an entire industry that now we're saying, hey, you know what? Maybe just a great platforming puzzle game or even just a great platformer, forget puzzles, but these things may be better for you than actual fucking things that were designed by scientists to like, let's exercise the brain so it can grow in its neuroplasticity. Like, I don't know. It's crazy. But I can totally see it. Yes.
Yeah.
Ah,
Derek, what do you think about the story?
Jay, this story has me saying, what the fuck? But in a good way.
Yeah, good one. It's a good one. Yeah.
All right. Well, on that, Jay, why don't we hop on over into the mailbag and voicemails? And it's probably no surprise, but Altius asks, much like you two, I've been bit by the Destiny bug. Bungie has been quick and constant with the patching of the game. What are your thoughts on the rapid fixes of exploits?
They've all been good. Some people have been a little angry. I love everyone. See, here's my thing. And I think the disagreement is probably something I actually agree on, which is the only thing I don't like about removing Murder Cave is that there are many MMO players, I used to even be them, that like to farm. They like to tune their brains out, go out into a location and do something repetitive over and over again.
Kill 1,000 boars waiting for that thing to drop.
Right.
Go fishing for 10 hours.
Right.
And, yeah.
But however, the other side to that is that those things really aren't taken away. And this is what I like about it. You can still, there are murder caves that are in existence right now. However, they patched the game where the loot that you get is so good now that your reason to go out and farm is no longer as heavily weighted. And that may or may not be a good or a bad thing. I mean, you theoretically could go, I know there was 2 murder caves that got released right after they patched it. Almost the hour after it was patched. It was on Joystick. It was on Kotaku. There's a video. If you want to go find it, go find it. It's out there.
It's in the Rocket Yard. Yeah.
It's in the Rocket Yard. Yeah. But there's no reason to really go do that now.
I think there still is. See,
if you want.
I've taken a week off this game because I was on vacation. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to get all these fucking stupid ass Ascendant shards so I can upgrade all my yellow and purple gear.
Yeah.
The easiest way to do that is to fucking decrypt a million fucking things. And the best way to do that is just have a lot of engrams. And there's no easier way to get a lot and level up the stupid Cryptarch than to farm shit. And it's annoying, but it is what it is.
Yeah. That would be my one criticism is that. But again, I think that their goal was not to not have the Cryptarch level up as fast as it did, and it was sort of a border, like a rollover from all the stuff that was happening with the farming. It just had a rollover effect into the Cryptarch. So I mean, they wanted to slow the pace. We obviously know that they've done a good job, but the greatest part is now when you get a blue drop, you are guaranteed it's a blue drop, and it was so frustrating when that didn't happen. So frustrating.
It was frustrating when you had a purple and it turned into a blue, but so they've said that, and it is an improvement. But when they say when you have a purple engram, you'll get a purple, but that also includes fucking Ascendant shards and Ascendant energy.
Absolutely.
So I don't think that is the same. I don't think.
If you are raiding, the only thing you care about is Ascendant shards and Ascendant energy.
But that's it. If you give me a real purple, I can DE that for 3 Ascendant shards or 3 Ascendant energy, not just the one that you decrypted my engram for.
Totally true. You don't get the full benefit of it. But then again, you did get a random drop that's a purple. And and the shard that you get has a value. Always, shards currently have a value that are greater than the gear that you get, which I also actually think is a problem in and of itself. Yeah. It's odd that if I get a purple, the whole idea with the game at endgame, if no one is aware, is really you just want to get anything that's purple. Your stats are totally irrelevant.
The only stat that matters is light.
And that is an odd feeling. And even what is crazier, and once you start to raid, you'll see this, you will get a new chest piece from a raid, which has 30 light compared to the 28. Well, you don't ever equip that until you have so many shards that you can then gap those shards into the new gear and swap it without losing any light. So even when you get pieces that are superior to the pieces you currently wear that are purples, you should never swap those pieces out until you can fully upgrade them. So there is a weird, agreeable, odd thing going on there where gear that is amazing is not amazing until I've been wearing it long enough to make the amazing thing that's really not that amazing as the amazing thing. I don't
as
even
the
know
amazing level could
be. It's not really great. It's not a good feeling when you get a new weapon or a new piece of gear, because then you say to yourself,
I need like
4
16,
weeks of farming.
24, 30, 32 ascendant shards. That'll be easy.
Exactly. That's literally like 3 weeks of farming. That's everyday gameplay, doing public event. So
that's for one of your items.
Problem. One item, yeah. And the guns, you don't even get me started. If you get one of the special guns, not the legendaries, but the other ones, it's terrible. It's like a 4-week process. So there are some stopgaps there that help, but there are also issues. Again, there's issues with the game. There's no question. But the content is really, really fun.
It's delicious. It's fucking awesome.
So those are my feelings so far.
I agree. So we had a little disagreement, little agreement, but yeah, as always, Altius, great fucking question.
Great question.
All right. Well, then you have a question like Altius, something awesome, something mind-blowing, something that you want to really impress us as the hosts. Give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. You can also comment in this episode's thread on the Tool to Play homepage. And sponsors. Remember, by supporting our shit-ass sponsor, you can help to support Still Got Game. GoDaddy! Never paying us and starting at less than $5 a month. Web hosting from GoDaddy.com includes 99% uptime, 24/7 support, and free access to the GoDaddy hosting connection, the place to quickly install over 50 applications like WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, EROS, Commerce, and more. Go to toolplay.com/GoDaddy if ever any of you will ever fucking go there. For great deals on new.com registrations renewals starting just $1.99. Some restrictions do apply. See their site for details. Get your piece of the internet at GoDaddy.com. And if you want to sponsor us, you want a great read because you actually pay us and we actually support your fucking product, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us, podcast@tooltoplay.com. You tell us what you want to sell. We'll tell you you're going to pay us. We'll sell it. You pay us. Boom. Done! Twitter us up. You can find everything Tool to Play related at twitter.com/Tool to Play. Everything podcast related at twitter.com/still_got_game. I, king of the fucking internet, god of everything that's fucking holy, at twitter.com/Derek Nolan.
And of course, you can find me at twitter.com/DudeIRock.
Facebook the fuck out of us. Facebook.com/Tool to Play. Facebook.com/Derek Nolan.
Facebook.com/DudeIRock.
Also, we have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tool to Play. Go there, subscribe, and you'll be notified of each and every bit of Tool to Play's video content that we pump up to YouTube. Whether that's game stuff, whether it's shows, doesn't matter. It's a good place to be, and you will never miss out on Tool to Play's content. Also, we have the Tool to Play app. You can find in the iTunes App Store or the fake virus-ridden Android bullshit app stores, either Google Play, Amazon apps, whatever the fake bullshit app store you use is. But go there, pull down the Tool to Play app. It's absolutely free. It's a work in progress. Right now, it's in its 2.0 revision. It's pretty awesome. It's good, but it could definitely use some improvement. So we want you to check it out, get it, give us your feedback, and we'll make it better. We'll do exactly what you want that app to do. Right now, it gives you access to all of our video content and all of our news content. But who knows? And as we roll into the next revision of Tool to Play here, that app too will roll into its next revision, and you will have all kinds of new features in that. So definitely download it. Absolutely free. Check it out, and please let us know what you think. Also, please rate and review this podcast in iTunes. We need 5-star reviews, and we need some comments. So pop open your iTunes, go to our show, click one of the little star things there for the review. The correct number is 5. Anything less than that is insufficient. And if that's really all we want. But if you really want to go the extra mile, you enjoy the show, costs you nothing, go in there and write something nice. Hey, I love the show. Can't wait for it every week. Whenever there's a week off, it sucks. My commute is fucked, or whatever our caller said before. This is what you got to do. Just please do it for us. We give you this, you give us that. It's a quid pro quo.
Exactly.
Also, twitch.tv/Tool to Play. For those people that are here on Monday night, that's who's watching us live. They're seeing this show live. They saw all the fuck-ups when all of our cameras turned off simultaneously because we shit-talked Disney. It doesn't matter. These people get a special version of the show. But if you go to twitch.tv/Tool to Play, you can go there. You can subscribe. You can, and that's really the big thing is go there and subscribe to us there. Because that's the way you can give us what we do for you, you can give a little back to us. Exactly. And you can follow us on Twitch. That's one thing. You'll know when we're broadcasting. But if you really like the show and you want to kick a little something back, subscribing on Twitch is the way. And that lets us know that you love us. Lets us know you appreciate the work we do for you. We do this in and out week after week, except when we're on vacation. Absolutely free. We have a sponsor that has never paid us in 2 years. So, you know, we literally pay out of pocket for this. I pay for all these web hosting things and everything else. So if you enjoy the show, just, subscribe. Throw a little something back. Give us a little love, and we'll love you back. And we will be increasing the feature base for our Twitch people on our subscribers on Twitch, so that their recognition is definitely known there.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
And I saw Blue Steel tonight had subscriber status there, so thanks, Blue Steel. Big shout out to you.
And
Much
Blue,
love.
while this was going on, I actually submitted the approval to get our new sets of emoticons back, and I will be giving you that tea bag that you wanted so desperately as your emoticon. You will get that.
Much love, Blue. Much love.
Much love.
All right. Well, last but not least, before we wrap up, I want to remind each and every one of you, join us every Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, twitch.tv/tooltoplay. That is where you get this special live version of the show. And it is the very best version of the show. Well, it is the most fun version of the show.
Most fun, lowest quality.
Yeah. The highest quality version is the audio-only version, where it sounds like we recorded in the studio and we didn't fuck anything up. But if you want the actual, you're watching the behind-the-scenes features at the end of your Blu-ray, this is how you get that right here. And they're in line. We've mixed them back into the show. All the fuck-ups happen right when they actually happen, not at the end. So this is the place to go. Twitch.tv/tooltoplay each and every Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And on that, Jay, why don't we wrap this fucking episode up? I am Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I am Joel Dude I Rock Albert.
I think I'm going to go play Destiny.
I think I'm going to go on my motorcycle to a bar and get in a fight.